At the beginning of our story, we hear someone's voice saying, "At this moment, I understand two things. First, you only value something when it is far from you. Second, losing someone is very easy." In an accident, our main character loses his entire family and suffers severe injuries himself. Then, looking at the girl sitting next to him, he thinks, "Will I lose her too?" This thought makes him stand up. The girl, noticing this, says to our hero, "I am not going anywhere," and hearing this, he starts crying. Some time later, we see a classroom scene during lunchtime. A boy approaches our hero and says, "Asano, please help us in the soccer practice match." But Asano refuses, and friends, Asano has refused them several times now. So the boy says, "Why don't you come hang out with us? We feel really bad seeing you all alone." But Asano gets so nervous from their words that he faints. This makes everyone in the class think Asano is very shy. But Asano isn't shy, he is actually happy that they try to talk to him. The boys leave, and then Miss Sumi comes over and says, "You should have talked to them. Anyway, I brought lunch, let's eat. I know you haven't been eating properly because of your work. I brought your favorite food." Hearing Miss Sumi's words, Asano agrees to eat. The three boys watch them, mostly looking at Miss Sumi because all the boys at school like her. We learn that Miss Sumi and Asano are childhood friends. Miss Sumi tells Asano, "I worry about you a lot, what if you end up alone forever?" Asano responds, "Who are you to say that? You reject all the boys who propose to you, even though some of them are very smart and handsome. Why do you do that?" Miss Sumi replies, "You don't need to worry about me. You should focus on changing yourself because seeing you like this would make your family sad." Then she starts feeding Asano. Just as Asano is about to eat, someone else takes his food. It's Hirakawa-sensei. Seeing him, Asano thinks, "Where did he suddenly come from?" Miss Sumi says, "Sensei, weren't you abroad for a lecture?" Sensei replies, "I love your cooking, so I changed my schedule. Also, I find you very lovely." Hearing this, Miss Sumi says, "I will report you, you should go to the vice principal's office." Sensei then tells Asano, "Come to my office after school," which surprises Asano. Sensei leaves, and Asano is left confused. After school, the boys say goodbye to Asano and leave. We then see Asano thinking about how he hasn't been able to connect well with others since the accident. He goes to the vice principal's office where Sensei is waiting for him. They sit together, and Asano asks, "Why did you call me here?" Sensei says, "I wanted to show you my collection. These are some secret photos of Miss Sumi." Seeing this, Asano thinks, "I knew Miss Sumi was Sensei's favorite student, but..." Friends, Sensei shows Asano his favorite photo from the collection, which makes Asano think he should report Sensei to the police. Sensei even has childhood photos of Miss Sumi, which shocks Asano. He wonders how a teacher could have these photos. Sensei says, "I have always kept an eye on Miss Sumi. She is very beautiful, and someone has to protect her. A boy proposed to her yesterday, and I explained things to him later in a loving way. He happily accepted my words. We made a video where Tanaka says he will never go near her again." This frightens Asano. In the next moment, Hirakawa-sensei pulls out a knife and places it against Asano's neck, saying, "You are getting too close to Miss Sumi. Initially, I ignored you because you were just her childhood friend, but things have changed now." Poor Asano can't even move. Then Sensei says, "Don't take it personally. I'm doing all this for my dear little sister." Suddenly, a girl arrives and presses a switch that emits a bright light. In the next instant, Hirakawa-sensei notices that Asano is no longer beside him. When Asano opens his eyes, he sees Miss Sumi and many others in front of him. Seeing these strange people, Asano gets very nervous and moves away. Miss Sumi says, "Don't be afraid." Asano asks her, "Who are these people?" Miss Sumi explains, "They are my brothers and sisters," which shocks Asano. Miss Sumi introduces them. "This is my older sister Futaba, my older brother Shinju, my older sister Shaun, and Kengo Nanao. And this is our guard dog Goliath. Our entire family works as spies. Keeping the secret from you for so long was very difficult for me." Asano responds, "What are you saying? I don't understand anything." Miss Sumi says, "I have explained everything. We are all spies." This makes Asano even more worried. He says, "You must be joking. This gun must be fake." But when he fires the gun, he realizes it's real. The family members explain that being a spy is a normal thing for them and that they have a top rating on review sites. Hearing all this, Asano gets even more disturbed. The family then shares a big secret about their popularity. Their eldest brother Kayakiro is the best spy in their family. Asano asks why their brother attacked him. Futaba explains, "We received information from social media that someone is trying to kill Miss Sumi. We have a lot of followers on social media." Asano sees that they have many followers and Futaba further explains, due to Kayakiro's actions a long time ago, Miss Sumi was seriously injured. Her white hair is a result of that accident. Kayakiro blames himself for this and became very obsessed with her. He changed his job and name to keep an eye on her and never let anyone get close to her. She continues, "Though he hates you, he hasn't done anything to you because you are Miss Sumi's childhood friend. But now he has a reason to kill you." Futaba apologizes on behalf of her brother, but then an alarm goes off as Kayakiro arrives to finish Asano off. Despite locking all doors, they know Kayakiro will get to them, so they prepare to face him. Their chances of winning are slim, and someone might get seriously hurt. Asano feels even more worried, knowing it's because of him. Miss Sumi says, "Don't worry about it. It's always been a family issue." Futaba suggests a solution. "There is one way to save yourselves, you both must get married. According to our family rules, we cannot kill a family member." Asano, thinking about marriage and family, recalls the accident and gets scared. Miss Sumi says, "I won't marry Asano. He just lost his family and is struggling with the pain. Asking him to join our family now would be cruel." Hearing this, Asano feels a strange pain in his heart. Meanwhile, the family prepares to fight their older brother. Miss Sumi apologizes to Asano for dragging him into their family problems. Before they can make a plan, Kayakiro arrives, saying, "You left me alone." No one notices his arrival. He avoided all the traps and got there. Futaba says, "Stay away from them." Kayakiro replies, "We don't know how dangerous this boy can be for Miss Sumi. Until proven innocent, you are a suspect." Futaba grabs Kayakiro's tie and spins him around before throwing him onto the sofa. Then the family fights Kayakiro together, but their attacks have no effect. Kayakiro throws Nanu and Shinju away, saying, "I don't want to fight you all. Just hand over the boy. If you don't, you will regret it." He then pulls out his special weapon, Steel Spider, capable of cutting anything. Futaba tries to fend him off but gets tied to the ceiling. Kengo takes Asano and Miss Sumi away, while Shaun summons drones to attack Kayakiro. Smoke fills the room as the drones fire at him. Asano asks Miss Sumi, "Will they be okay?" She reassures him, "Don't worry, our family rule is that we can't kill each other." She then opens a secret door and Kengo removes Asano's coat and pushes him inside. Asano looks at Miss Sumi, who says, "Don't worry, I'm not going anywhere," before closing the door. On the other hand, Koichiro had already defeated Shaun and then approached Misumi and Asano. He called Misumi closer because he didn't want Asano's blood to splatter on him. Hearing this, Misumi moved towards Koichiro. Koichiro said, "Come, fall into your brother's arms," but just then, Misumi took out her weapon and threw Goliath at Koichiro. Koichiro caught Goliath with his webs and tied up Misumi's hands. He then said to Misumi, "As always, you are so impressive." It turns out this was not Misumi, but Kengo. Kengo could transform himself very well, but he wasn't good at transforming others yet. Koichiro then asked Misumi where she had hidden him, but Asano, who was watching through a hole, remembered what Misumi had told him, "No matter what happens, do not come out." Misumi removed her mask and said, "Asano is not trying to kill me. You know his family well, so please don't harm him." Hearing this, Koichiro said, "Okay, Misumi, I won't harm him, but I won't let you leave the house either because you might be in danger outside. As your big brother, it's my responsibility to protect you. You won't go outside, use a phone, or contact the outside world. I will protect you from everything. The day of the accident, I almost lost you, but now, I won't let anything happen to you. I will protect you with my life." Saying this, Koichiro took Misumi's sword and pierced it into his stomach. This made Misumi very scared. Koichiro said, "Forget about that boy and just stay with me." Misumi agreed because she didn't want anything to happen to Asano. Just then, the door of the secret room opened, and Asano came out. He said, "Let Masumi go." Kichiro told him to stay out of their family matters. Asano thought that Kichiro was just like him, not wanting to lose what was dear to him. But he also thought, why is the one he wants to protect so scared? Asano then said, "Masumi, let's do what you said. I am perfectly fine now because you promised you wouldn't go anywhere." Hearing this, Masumi smiled and threw a part of her ring towards Asano. Asano ran to catch it, but before he could, he got caught in Kichiro's webs. Kichiro said, "I won't let you do anything." Despite being caught in the webs, Asano grabbed the ring, injuring his hands. Asano thought to himself, "Masumi, thank you for always protecting a foolish boy like me, and now I will protect you." Saying this, Asano broke free from Kichiro's webs. In the next scene, everyone else arrived. Asano, while wearing the ring, said, "I promise I will always protect Masumi, my dear brother-in-law." In the next moment, Masumi hugged Asano, making everyone happy except for Kichiro. Fubata approached Kichiro and said, "Now you can only do one thing, teach this boy how to protect Masumi." Masumi and Asano were now married.